Are you considering buying a property in the New Forest National Park? If so, our useful guide may help. Let's begin with some history. The New Forest has existed for many centuries, being declared a royal forest in about 1079, following the Norman conquest of England. The forest was created at the expense of over 20 smaller hamlets, and hence it became known as the New Forest. Being mainly used for hunting, including the kings of the time, who hunted animals such as the deer that roamed freely in the forest. Today, we have several other species who can freely roam around, including pigs, ponies and donkeys. The New Forest was first recorded as Nova Foresta in the Domesday Book in about 1086 and is the only forest that the book describes in detail. So, one of the attractions of living in the New Forest is that there are certain rights, known as commoner rights, which can provide valuable amenity to those having such rights. These are briefly outlined below. In March 2005, the New Forest was designated a national park, and today it remains a place which is popular with both visitors and those living in or close to the forest. Some rights are called common rights. Let's consider these. A commoner in the New Forest are people who occupy land or property which has the benefit of one or more rights to use the forest for a particular purpose. These rights include common of pasture, commonable animals which include ponies, cattle, donkeys and mules, and these can be turned out into the open forest. Common of pasture for sheep. Although some of the larger estates have this right, it is only infrequently exercised, and as such may not be applicable to the majority of land properties in the New Forest. Common of mast. This gives the right to turn out pigs in the autumn to eat the acorns which may have fallen. This provides a valuable source of food for the pigs and reduces the threat to ponies and cattle from the poisonous acorns. Estovers, fuel wood. Certain properties enjoy the free supply of a stipulated amount of firewood. Common of marl. Occupiers, owners of agricultural land, can use this right to dig clay to improve their agricultural land. This right is no longer exercised, and as such likely not as relevant to modern property buyers. Common of turbary. This right gives a commoner the right to cut peat turfs for their personal use. Probably the most important right is the common of pasture. This gives those with the benefit of this right to allocate a brand for their animals. However, those who wish to exercise this right must apply to the verderer's clerk, who will confirm the existence of the right and allocate a brand for the animals. Once branded, they may be turned out into the forest upon payment of a marking fee to the local agister. Buying properties in the New Forest. It's worth noting that the national park has its own planning regime, so if you intend works, you should confirm these. There are a wide variety of properties available to purchase in the New Forest National Park, ranging from listed buildings to more modern properties including brand new flats and houses in places like Lyndhurst and other settlements, along with bespoke new build properties in various villages and hamlets such as Beaulieu, Brockenhurst, Lymington, Surrounds, Sway, Burley, Baldray, etc. Castle Surveyors Limited have undertaken inspections and surveys throughout the New Forest National Park, including building surveys and home buyer reports on most types of property.